I was thinking about this earlier today and I thought I'd share. I actually kind of want to talk about something that I believe a lot of people need to hear and to start understanding and to realize that you're not by yourself. This is something that's close to me and I'm going to share it with you, but I'm going to share it in a perspective where it's not just me telling you about me, but just giving you some sound knowledge behind it. Now, many of us have grown up in families that have a narcissistic dynamic. Now, I always like to say dynamic or characteristics because I am not able to diagnose anyone with narcissism as a certified life coach. But in families where one or more family members, or maybe the entire family, has this characteristic about themselves where they carry these narcissistic traits, that entire system, it kind of reorganizes itself around an emotional world, I should say. Everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything orbits around certain family members. And you may can think of some right now as I'm having this conversation with you. Their moods set the entire temperature for the cookout, the gathering, the baby shower, um, dinner after church, dinner on Sundays, the birthday party, just whatever it is. Sometimes their moods set the temperature of everything. You can set the temperature in the home, and their approval determines who feels safe, you know. Now, I want to be careful here because, again, I don't want you thinking that I'm trying to diagnose your family members. That's not my lane. I'm just trying to help you understand what happened inside of that system. Now, the family members that have this dynamic, they just need constant validation. And it's been something that you've been trained to do since you was a child and you don't even realize it. They need people around them who's going to reflect back a version of themselves that feels superior, admired, or beyond reproach, meaning they are just not, they can tell everybody else about themselves, but nobody better not tell them about them. You get it? You need to do this. You need to do that. If I was you, what you need to do is that kind of person. But the moment you try to tell them what you see that they should do, they're not willing to hear that because they feel they're beyond reproach. Now, inside of this family system or dynamic, this is how you actually get volunteered for it. You've been conditioned because at one point you spoke out, you said something, you did something, and the response that you got was so, the energy from it was so toxic that you didn't want to expend it. You didn't want to experience it again. Maybe it could have been they fussed at you. They gave you the silent treatment. You got into a really bad argument, or maybe they called you, called you names or embarrass you in front of other people and just start airing out all of your dirty laundry because they were so raged at you calling them out that they needed to do something to get back at you, to hit back at you. And a lot of times you don't realize it, but from a small child, whenever that happened to you, it was conditioning you. Your gut would just fall into your stomach. That was conditioning you. A parent that carries narcissistic traits, they often relate to their child as a emotional resource. And I want you to think about what that looks like in real life, okay? This parent shares, and this is just an example, this parent may share adult problems with a child and expect that child to process it, even though the child can't. They want that child to be the one validating them and making them feel better and comforting them. And when I say child, this doesn't necessarily have to mean a little kid. This can be as in adulthood. You're constantly dumping your problems on your children and expecting them to fix it. Not taking accountability is also another way of doing this. And when your children feel this, you've trained them, or the child has been trained to respond to it. They feel it is now their obligations to make you feel love, to go and do everything that you want, to be responsible for your life, to be comfortable and to be happy. You go out and you make all kind of decisions and you want your children to fix it for you. And even as a young child, some children, they hear those messages and their developing brain does what it is designed to do. It learns, it's been conditioned, so it adapts and it builds up a working model of what they think they're supposed to do. And now you become an adult. And I'll use myself as an example here. You become an adult and you give yourself away. You give yourself away in the name of Southern hospitality, or you've been taught you have to be this way in order to get a good husband and to be a good mother. There was nothing in you taught to value yourself, to speak up for yourself, to be authentic, to be who you are and be it proudly. It was always about serving the next person. You may even heard manipulation for those that are deeply in the church. Honor thy mother and thy father. One thing that I heard all the time was, well, you never know. This could be my last Christmas. This could be my last birthday. This could be my last this, and this could be my last that. Or one day I won't be here. You're going to wish that you would have done this and you wish you would have done that. Okay. This is why codependency recovery goes so much deeper than just setting limits or speaking up for yourself. Those are skills, indeed it is, and they do matter, but the deeper work involves going back into the original template, examining it, understanding where it came from and who taught it to you, and making a conscious decision about what parts you carry forward in your life and then what parts you need to leave behind. That's exactly what I do with my clients. Okay? That's how I help. I don't want you to feel like you're exhausted and you can't go through this by yourself. I'm sorry. I say you can't go through this by yourself. I don't want you to feel like you have to go through this by yourself. I'm so tired, gang. But just remember, recovery from codependency and a narcissistic family systems is going to begin with a radical act. Okay. And that is going to be deciding that your needs hold legitimate weight, that your feelings deserve space in the room, that your story, your full, complicated, painful, beautiful story deserves to be witnessed and healed. And that's where I come in. I help you. The work I do with my clients is going to be centered exactly on that. We get into those patterns. We don't relive anything, but we get into some of the patterns and we're going to name the roles and we're going to make sure that you gain emotional freedom, genuine emotional freedom. So if this message stirs something in you, reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. I offer 2 specific coaching experiences that is designed for you exactly where you are. This isn't for just women or men. It's for everybody however you identify yourself. You still want to be free inside and you want to be happy and you want to be loose for that codependency. And I am happy to help you. I have the Shadow Blueprint, which is a powerful experience that uses your natal chart and your solar return to illuminate your shadow self and create a personalized action plan rooted in your specific birth energy. And then I have just the trio session. If you prefer that way, there's 3 trio coaching sessions that work together as one complete experience for you. And I design it this way because one session scratches the surface. But 3 sessions allow us to go deep enough to create real movement and have some real shift and real clarity about who you are on the outside of the role that the family gave you. Always remember, it's not rejection, it's alignment. I'm Coach Valerie, and I'll talk to you later.